Foreign minister officials of South Korea, Japan, and the United States are agreeing to work together in preparation for the upcoming summit between the three countries. Meanwhile, South Korea's Vice Defense Minister meets with the U.S. Indo-Pacific Command Chief. Let's find out more from Kim Sang.
On Monday, South Korean First Vice Foreign Minister Chung Ho-jin, the United States Deputy Secretary Wendy Sherman, and Japanese Vice Minister of Foreign Affairs Takeo Mori discussed over the phone measures to beef up the country's trilateral cooperation and agreed to strengthen security cooperation against North Korea's nuclear and missile threats. South Korea's foreign minister said the three sides assessed that their trilateral cooperation has advanced to a new level based on the commitments of President Yoon Suk-yeol, United States President Joe Biden, and Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida. The said summit will be the first time the three leaders will meet solely for the purpose of a trilateral summit and not on the margins of a multilateral summit. Talks between South Korea, the United States, and Japan will be held in Camp David, Washington on August 18th later this year. Meanwhile, South Korea's Vice Defense Minister Shin Bun-chul met with Admiral John Aquilino, commander of the U.S. Indo-Pacific Command in Hawaii on Monday, local time, to discuss the security situation in the Korean Peninsula and other issues. To note, Shin is in Hawaii to take part in a repatriation ceremony for the fallen South Korean soldiers from the 1950-53 Korean War. In addition, all the details that have been mentioned comes a week after the deployment of the USS Kentucky to South Korea and the inaugural session of the Bilateral Nuclear Consultative Group. Seoul is Sobogo Kim Sang, Imnida, SMNI News, South Korea.
North Korea fired another 2 ballistic missiles late Monday evening that fell outside Japan's exclusive economic zone. Details of this report from Ria Saito.
Tensions remain high in the region as North Korea launches 2 more ballistic missiles late on Monday. The missiles were launched from near Pyongyang, both just before midnight. According to Japan's defense ministry, the projectiles flew about 350 kilometers and 400 kilometers that fell off the east coast outside Japan's exclusive economic zone. Earlier on Tuesday, Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida held a press conference where he strongly condemned North Korea's provocative act and as it is in violation of UN Security Council resolutions which bans the launch of ballistic missiles. He added that such acts threaten the peace and stability of not just Japan, but the international community as well. The latest launch comes after the visit of a U.S. submarine Annapolis in the South Korean naval base at Jeju Island Monday, July 24th, as part of Washington's efforts with Seoul to strengthen deterrence in the region. Currently, North Korea is preparing for its 70th anniversary of the July 27 signing of a ceasefire for the 1950 to 1953 Korean War. However, ahead of its celebration, Pyongyang has already launched several ballistic missiles. It can be noted that last Saturday, July 22nd, North Korea fired cruise missiles towards the Yellow Sea and 2 short-range ballistic missiles on Wednesday, July 19th, towards the Sea of Japan. 以上、日本からセトリアニュースをお伝えしました。SMNI News, Japan.
Australia and the United States started their largest military exercise to date. Sheena Selim has the details.
At least 30,000 troops from 13 countries are participating in the ongoing war games in Australia. Dubbed Exercise Talisman Sabre, the biennial military exercises started on Friday, the 21st of July, and will run for 2 weeks. The joint military exercises started in 2005, but the drills held this year will be the largest yet. The drills will involve German troops for the first time. According to the U.S. Navy Secretary Carlos Del Toro, the war games led by Australia and the United States aim to send a message to China that America's allies are cooperating to defend their security and democratic values. Australian Minister of Defense Richard Marles and his American counterpart welcomed the ever-closer bilateral military ties as they launched the exercise at a Sydney naval base. Both sides were also upbeat about the progress on the so-called AUKUS deal, under which Australia will be granted a fleet of submarines by the US and Britain, powered by America's nuclear technology. For Western allies, the timelines of the exercise serves as a show of force and unity at a time when China has emerged as an increasingly assertive influence in the Indo-Pacific. Reporting from New South Wales, this is Shina Selim, SMNI News, Australia.